Thank you so much, Alex. Appreciate that. All right, so moving on to the next topic will be something I'm very excited to share with everyone, ResourceKeeper. Getting started here, you might be asking, well, why ResourceKeeper? We just released Rover, we got MyRokeeper, and I just want to cover that. Hardware costs is one consideration. So the way that we've built Rover, given the complexity of everything that it needed to do, we opted to build it on a Windows platform. And anyone who's budgeted for a project is aware that that equipment can add up quick. So what we want to do is build a system that can run on a iOS or Android OS device. This would be in line with what our competition is doing. For example, Clarion's mobile technologies, they're utilizing ArcGIS Mobile, and we witnessed the project that they have implemented on Florida Power and Light firsthand, but they've also started to explore Art Collector, and they're running an Art Collector system for Detroit Edison. In the urban forestry market, there's a product called Tree Plotter, which also allows urban foresters to be able to collect their inventory information using their smartphone. Now, some of the key differences between this and what we've built with TreeKeeper 8 is this ability to be able to do this even in a disconnected environment. The largest item that is requested to us from existing clients as well as prospective clients is a need for a paperless workflow system. The ability for a crew to be able to mark a removal as being completed and for that information to be fed back into MyRokeeper for progress reporting. In the past, we've utilized device magic for this in the interest of having a system that works well on an iPhone. But it turns to be a poor choice for very detailed or large quantity workloads. We also looked at this as an opportunity to upgrade some of our core technologies. So, for example, the database schema. We've witnessed that the database structure that is underlying the TreeKeeper, MyRokeeper products, when you start to get in the neighborhood of about 2 to 2.5 million records, it struggles for performance. And also the server-side software being Cold Fusion. We've certainly have ran into our share of problems with stability and scalability with the Cold Fusion product. And finally, a fresh start. An opportunity now that we have good solid products in Rover, MyRokeeper, and TreeKeeper 8 that we can build a tool from the ground up that will be the long-term solution for Davey Resource Group. So currently we have this idea of field software and server software. So we have Rover in the field side and we have MyRokeeper on the server side. And as we bring ResourceKeeper online, there will be a transition step where we will have Rover still in use in the field and ResourceKeeper as well. And those two systems will be able to communicate with MyRokeeper or TreeKeeper 8. Ultimately, though, where we want to go is one single system, the ResourceKeeper system, which will not only be the field tool as well as the data analyst and reporting tool. So we're eliminating this idea of field software and server software, and instead we just have software. I'm sure all of our business developers would agree that's a lot easier to explain, and our users will only need to learn one system. So our short-term goal with ResourceKeeper is to solve that issue with paperless workflow. We want to make sure that our field crews are able to mark DRG planned work as completed. In order to accomplish this, there's a few goals. We need to be sure that we can download information from MyRokeeper as well as send those updated records back to MyRokeeper. We want to make sure that everything runs on an iOS and Android OS device in a disconnected environment. For now, we're just going to be processing very simple template edits. You know, what the contractor experience needs to be is they're standing next to a tree that has work prescribed to it. After they finish the job, you just click the tree and mark it as complete. But we also need to be aware of the need to identify add-on work that might have been missed in the planning process. So we're going to have a very simple add feature for a point layer, which we're calling add-on work, that all resource keepers will have available to them for this purpose. Finally, integrating with a GPS, so that way as you bring up ResourceKeeper on your phone, it'll show where you're standing, and integrate with the camera for these use cases where the contractor may have to take a photo of the completed work to tie to the record. In the long term, what we're looking at ResourceKeeper to be is a generalized data collection reporting platform, which will ultimately be the successor to Rover, MyRowKeeper, and eventually TreeKeeper. So it's very exciting stuff. Thank you so much for your time.